What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for another Motorfest video. So in this one I actually decided something. I do want to revisit the collectibles in some way because I have noticed something and I do feel like a lot of players are going to be going after these. So originally guys, I was going to do guides on basically every single collectible, but I kind of decided early on that it was most likely not worth it, and I will get to why that is here in a quick second guys. But there is obviously going to be a lot of these in the game, so a lot of players are going to be going after many of these collectibles around the map. That way they can make money and or at least, get a lot of these playlist challenges done, so they can actually go after like the bucks or like the engine swaps and stuff like that, which by the way, a V12 engine swap on a Toyota Tacoma sounds hilarious. But besides that though guys, there's obviously going to be a lot of these in the game. So I did notice in the Hawaii Scenic Tour, for example, you can make over $400,000 by doing just the collectibles right here. So a big question though is, are they actually going to be hard to find? And I'm sure many people might be wondering, is it actually difficult to get all of the collectibles and or at least get every single one of them? Now one thing I have noticed guys is I really do think I found a great way to do this. Now it might come down to actually completing every single playlist first, and the main reason why I say that is after you guys get all the playlists done, every single challenge is going to be unlocked instantly, which means all of the collectibles are going to be available basically around the entire map for you to grab. So instead of, let's say you actually do like the Made in Japan playlist, you then want to go after like the dragons, so you do take the time to get them. Obviously they're not going to be hard to find because there's only 5 of them, so you do actually get those done. Now one thing I have noticed, if you actually go and do every single playlist and at least most of them, because I only have like maybe 11 done at the moment, so I'm still missing 4 other ones for that matter. But if you actually have a lot of these playlists done guys, you can then drive around a lot more, and a lot of these collectibles are basically going to be available everywhere. So as I did mention earlier though, I was going to do like a guide on every single collectible in Motorfest, but I actually decided early on that it really wasn't going to be worth it, and here's why. So obviously guys, there is going to be a ton of these to get around the map, but one thing I did notice in Motorfest, at least compared to many other games, is due to the fact that, well, I would say most games you'd probably have to like actually go up to the said item to at least make it show up and or actually show up on your map. But the difference guys with this game though is you can actually drive around. They always will be on your mini map regardless. So if you are cruising around, let's say in the mountains, if any of these items show up, they will always be on your mini map as like a tiny like yellow and or black icon. So what's happening to me now guys, I am basically cruising around the map and or going after like live reward crates, to like level up my vehicles and or like max them out, or jump into like one of the events to get some extra parts and stuff. But depending on what you are doing, you will normally find these randomly around the entire map. So if you are just doing like races and or like cruising around, you will definitely find them, and I really do feel like that's probably the best way to do so. Now I do have to admit though, there is most likely going to be a few of them that are hidden and or most likely are not going to be like very close by to like certain areas, so you may have to like go off-roading and or spawn in some weird places to find them. But even then guys, once you actually get close by, that icon will always pop up. And what's kind of insane about this is due to the fact that many of them actually show up basically all the time. Like, let's say if you are driving around off-road on like a mountain somewhere and you actually find one, depending on where they actually are on that mountain, you're most likely not going to see the icon on your map, at least on the road, so you will most likely have to climb over that area just a bit. But this will also end up being a great way to find some collectibles you might have been missing. Like, let's say they might be on top of a mountain, so you have to go and explore that area, and you're most likely going to end up stumbling upon more of them when doing so, which, funnily enough, guys, I've also had this happen to me, so it really is going to be a great and or efficient way to do so. And I also really do think it's most likely like one of the funnest ways you can get these done, instead of like, doing like one playlist and trying to find each one. So there isn't going to be that many on your mini map, but the more playlists you actually do, the more of these collectibles that will show up. So if you guys are cruising around like Honolulu and or like Kanayohei, and maybe you're heading over to like Wahiwa or something like that, there is going to be a lot of them, and it really is going to make this that much faster, at least getting all of these collectibles finished. Overall though guys, when doing many of these collectibles, I would definitely recommend going after the playlist first. I really feel like it's by far like the most efficient way to do so. But if you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. And as always guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight.